Hey all, Bad Girl Mystic here. Howdy. So what we're going to cover today is the throat chakra cycle. Specifically, we're going to start talking about the shadows in throat chakra alchemy. For those of you who are new, I am Bad Girl Mystic. I am an artist who shares with you all how I use a coloring practice to tap into my creative intelligence of She, to repattern cellular habits and memories using a variety of different holistic health modalities and tools with a mind, body, spirit approach. So specifically body, I use body work and herbal medicine. Mentally focus, I use coloring, creativity, behavioral science, repatterning exercises. And for my spirit, will be coming up on Halloween, my second year as Out of the Broom Closet Witch. So this is my spiritual practice, and my spiritual practice has a lot to do with the throat chakra. My spiritual practice is to first understand my authentic, and I truly mean authentic, female expression. To step out of the duality of good girl, bad girl, depending on where you're at, what patriarchal systems and obligations and what was expected of you. So the throat chakra is also a lot about our story. And if we have a belief and a value, whose story is it? Where did the story come from? How are we expressing ourselves on a scale of 1 to 10? Do we have a lot of neck and jaw and face and throat tension or throat problems or eating disorders? When do we effortlessly open our voice and vibrate with what is being projected out from our vocal cords, our creative expression from our heart? When does that happen for you? Is it when you talk to your children, to your pets, to your loved ones? Is it when you get delighted and see something you like and a yelp of joy shouts out? That's the whole other level. And in between, we have the shadows, the secrets we've been carrying. How much is that weighing you down? For me, it weighed myself down tremendously. So I'll go into more of this. I first kind of want to show you my process in creating throat chakra alchemy. I like to work with the moon cycles. It's wonderful for repatterning and creating a formula of how you commune with the shadows. What is it that is the message? What are you able to possibly recalibrate in just small 5 to 15 minute attention on your intention to start paying attention to your environment and how you react to it. I like to use oracle cards. I like to pull a card for the goddess of the month, for the throat chakra, for the moon, and if there's any ritual days in the Celtic wheel of the year that come up. And I write down what its message is for me and how I respond to it. Now, we had Lammas, which is harvest. So I found on Instagram, A Witch Alone puts up really great memes of oracles for the upcoming moons and rituals, zodiacs, things like that. So for me, Glow Strong was a big deal. And I'll be honest, this is my second video. The first one got deleted, which doesn't surprise me. But there's a lot going on for me with trusting my own inner voice, with my own health, and looking at where I'm still holding my own blocks and muscle tension. Throat chakra has been ongoing for me from, an eating disorder to now learning how to share what I feel is my purpose in the world, which is to wake witches and support wounded women with ideas on how to take your self-care to a level where you can actually manifest the transformation and change that you envision for yourself. So now if I do a journey, like I like to do a journey to my celestial witch's cottage, and if I get a declaration, an affirmation that I'm working with, I like to make sure I write that down. And I keep all of this in my coloring book of shadows. If there's ideas for crafting projects, where I can weave in the fifth chakra alchemy for throat chakra using like sodalite, tiger's eye. These are all stones for the month. I believe that everything on earth holds a certain vibration. It's like musical notes. What's in harmony. So by using crystals and colors and candles, we're creating a harmonic vibration with our nervous system, which is also known as the subtle body, the emotional body. I believe this is turquoise. And whoops, I found this really nice piece that I had in my little bag of crystals that I recovered from a storage run. For those of you who don't know, my husband and I sold everything and got an RV. This is, I believe, apatite. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I like saying apatite. It really has that turquoise sky blue, which is the color for the throat chakra. So wearing even blue, you don't have to go craft something. You can make a tea. I'm getting a thyroid tincture delivered. You can make smoothies with blueberries and blackberries. I also like to keep a piece of rose quartz always when I do crystal grids. Sometimes I like to color with the crystals of the chakra next to me, but always rose quartz because I always want to make sure it's coming from my truth, my true expression, my heart expression. Our heart is what weighs, it feels the vibrations of love. It feels the vibrations of pain. It feels the vibrations of our fuck yes and our fuck no's. And this is the level we have to play on for transformation. I mean, yes, there's a lot of grays. And when we're in grays on things that are not really high up in our value scale, it's not such a big deal, Okay, it's not... it doesn't tie into our survival needs, or it doesn't tie into our creative truth, our chi magic. What is that that's calling your heart, that's tugging on your heartstrings? And then I like to just what's called a mind map, where you just kind of mind dump your thoughts. You can always go on Pinterest. If you look on my Facebook Bad Girl Mystic page, I have tons of memes and stuff on the throat chakra, so you can, look at more options for crystals and things like that. But I like to get more into is do a mind map, a mind dump of what the throat chakra is, where it's at. It's in the hollow of the throat where your thyroid is, but it's also your gums and your teeth and your mouth and your respiratory system, including your diaphragm. So when you think of singing and your whole body is singing, you feel that vibration all the way, out your hands, through your toes. If you're holding back or constricting your voice while you sing, you feel yourself get breathless. So it's how you're using the expression is how you're using your life force. How are you choosing to sing? Where do you feel stuck? How is your breath? Where is your voice? Once again, what are the weight of your secrets? So I like to do and I recycle my paper. But anyway, I do a little mind map on just what's coming up for me with the throat chakra when I think of the throat chakra. And so right throat chakra in the middle, and do mind, body, spirit, heart. Do a fuck yeah and a fuck no list. What's your fuck yeahs in your life? What are your fuck no's in your life? What's little changes you can do to make that change? We're going to go more deep into, we have till September 21st. So I usually try to cram in so much, but I want to talk a lot about shadows, the throat chakra shadows more, and our she magic, and moving away from duality, because this, women's biological drives is for connection. Men's biological drive is for progress. And for men, progress is acquiring resources, acquiring power. For women, connection is that vibration that rings, whatever we're connecting to. So when we live in these shadows that have been taught to us from wherever the fuck they were taught to you, where you had to restrict your expression for survival, you had to restrict your voice, your expression, your truth, your screams. This all lives in our tissue until we find a safe place to express it, whether it's through a journal, whether it's through chanting, singing, talking. But when we go visit those shadows, these shadows mine the creative gold. Not only does it mine the alchemy, the raw creative material where you take a blank cell, and in this moment of making a choice to even put it in your attention, to have the intent to start living more with your truth and expressing your truth, and working through all the times your voice shakes and your hand shakes. This is some, that's where it just gets so crazy amazing what our human bodies can do. And when we chunk down and we get really specific, and we get that clarity of looking at specifically what it means to have a female truth, to step out of constantly having to prioritize the masculine point of view first, to give our own masculine a rest, because so many of us are exhausted of hustling and constantly being in our masculine, constantly being in a state of anticipation of danger. So put on some music, gauges the right and left brain. I highly suggest starting with something that you want to color black and white. And instead of thinking about dualities, ego, soul, positive, negative, vampires, angels, let yourself just melt it all together. But start doing inventory. Start getting clear on what your truth is. And what's in the shadows is not your enemy. What's in the shadows is just your journey that is waiting in line, waiting for you to sit down and have time to give your heart a little attention. What are your fuck yeses? I'm going to spin this just a little bit. What's your fuck no, right? Get really clear. What's a hard yes? What's that fuck yeah, shawing? Everything is just like you're doing the happy dance. Everything is vibrating with joy and love. What is your fuck no, where you feel yourself tighten up and retract and want to curl away? And then go in and add blue. Light blue is a very unusual color in nature. It's the color of translucence. It's how the sky is color that changes in the sky. It changes in the ocean. It's rare in flowers and crystals. But you can see the light blue and the translucence of the moon and diamonds and moonstones. And, think of the things of blue. Think of music with the word blue in it. I like listening to Joni Mitchell's Blue album myself when I need to start pulling up some shadows. All right, so we're going to go more into this, but yeah, this is what I have on